Hey everybody, so the topic that I chose to do for my presentation lands on mass media and how advertisements are marketed towards children. Now, this is whether it be from product placement in movies to commercials on TV, all the way to the ads that you see on the YouTube clips. In today's electronic age, it seems as though that children are getting their hands on cell phones or iPads to every home having a TV set in every single room. It seems as though that these children can't get away from some sort of screen. Everywhere you can see that kids are using more electronics than ever, and because of this, there has been a growing concern to what these children are actually seeing on advertisements. Kids are being targeted every single day, and most of them don't even consciously know it. At a young age, children do not have the knowledge capabilities of knowing the harm of watching so much commercials or seeing so many product placements in movies. This brings me to the first topic, and that's product placement in movies. Now, the reason why they do this is well said by Ignacio Redondo, the author of The Behavioral Effects of Negative Product Placement in Movies. He said, the most common practice is one, brands be favorably portrayed in movies, and that two, the sponsors pay a load of money in helping finance the movies. Now, if you're wondering if this is effective or not, I can assure you that it is, and that they do it very often in movies. And to bring up an example, Ray-Ban considered the lifespan of its Wayfarer model sunglasses to be almost over when it was placed in the movie Risky Business in 1983. Now, before the release of the movie, the declining sales were approximately at 18,000 units a year. And after following the movie's release, the annual sales of the Wayfarer Ray-Bans was able to sell about 20 times more after Risky Business had came out to an approximately sales of 360,000 units. And this is from Karniuchina Ekaterina, an author of Do Marketing Media Have Life Cycles? The Case of Product Placement in Movies. So you can see that it is a very, very effective way of advertising a product. This is very harmful because, as Dassos Alain, the author of Communication Strategies to Enhance the Effectiveness of Product Placement in Movies, the case of comparative appeal, puts it, comparison with competing brands is a common way of designing product placements in movies. So not only are they showing product awareness, but companies would go as far to compare their own brand to another brand. And children watching this and seeing maybe their favorite superhero or favorite actor liking one product over the other, they tend to follow in their footsteps. Now, as we head on to our second topic, commercials on television, Suzanne E. Lin, the author of Marketing Food to Children, wrote that children ages 2 to 18 spends almost 40 hours a week outside of school engaged in media. Now, to start off right off the bat, you can see that this is an astounding amount of time that these children are watching TV. This might not seem too much of a harm, but the Nielsen Company in May of 2008 came out with a clutter report showing that for every hour, there are approximately 15 minutes of commercials. So if you do the math there, with 40 hours per week, 15 minutes per hour of commercials, that these children are being bombarded with commercials for at least 600 minutes per week. This is not a good thing because these kids are seeing a repetition of commercials over and over again, and unconsciously they're getting it into their minds that these are the products that they must buy, or that these are the places that you must eat. For example, McDonald commercials that come on 2, 3 times per commercial part. And then when these children want something to eat, first thing that comes into mind is going to be McDonald's. Now, what is it that we can do? Well, I believe, first of all, it is important for parents or uncles like myself to make sure that they speak to their nephews or nieces or their children, and so that they can understand the harm in watching all these commercials. And the next thing is that maybe somehow we can find a way to regulate how many commercial ads a company puts out per hour in a specific channel or a specific network time. This will then help it so that these kids aren't seeing the same commercials over and over again. So, in conclusion, I've taught you guys about product placement in movies and how often they do that, to commercials on TV and how companies are targeting children. Now, these tactics are successful, but we must ask ourselves, are they ethical? Children not being able to decide from right and wrong and not being educated enough to know the harms of these commercials and product placements, it must be up to us to really protect them and show that there are other products and there are other things than the ones that they see on TV. If we can help our children and nephews and nieces from watching so many TV per week, or noticing all these product placements and movies, then I believe we can help our children and nephews and nieces in deciding which products to purchase and where to eat. And so they'll help them have a better future in life. Thank you, guys.